Hello everyone, this is Sam from Language Atlas, and in this video I'd like to show you the German A2 vocabulary Anki deck. In this video we will go over three things. First, I'd like to show you the German A2 vocabulary course structure. Second, I'd like to show you the course content, and I will do so by looking at three Anki decks within the overall German A2 vocabulary Anki deck. And third, I'd like to show you some brief editing options. So let's get started with the first point, which is to show the German course structure. Normally you double click on an Anki deck to open it. However, I've already done so, as you can see right over here. Inside the German A2 vocabulary Anki deck are 8 chapters: pronouns, conjunctions, verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs, determiners, and prepositions. Now, if you look at this chapter 4 nouns subdeck, and we click on this little plus icon right over here, we can see that inside it are 20 other decks. Now, these are essentially themes. What I've done is that I have looked at all the nouns that are there in chapter 4 nouns and have categorized them based on theme. So you have academia, intellect, animals, arts and entertainment, materials and substances, time, maths and numbers, and transportation, and many, many others. Now, this is very handy in case you want to learn vocabulary by theme. So if you wish to learn more about clothing and fashion, or food and drinks, or people, whatever you want to do, you are able to do so. Now, that was my first point, which is to show the course structure. Now I'd like to go to my second point, which is to show the course content. And I will do so by looking at 3 decks. Chapter 4 noun, home. Chapter 5, adjectives. And chapter 3, verbs. Now we don't have time to look at all 9 chapters, but I do believe that just by showing you these 3, you already have a good overview of what to expect. So click on home, study now, and this is what we see now. This is our first card type. What we see is that we have a German sentence. There are 2 blank areas, 2 underscores, and it's our job to know what goes over here. We have an English translation of the German sentence. The cupboard doesn't close properly, and we have a picture. Now, this picture is a visual representation of the German sentence, and this is here so you can form a link to the German sentence and to the German words, but also for you to get a better understanding of it, because when you see an image, it generally helps people to understand it. So the cupboard is bolded and underlined, and we have to know what the cupboard is in German. Do you know the answer? Let's have a look.
Der Geschirrschrank schließt nicht richtig. Der Geschirrschrank, ein Geschirrschrank. Die Geschirrschränke.
Now I'd like to move to this area right over here. This is what I like to call the sentence area. We see here the correct German sentence with, in blue, the answer that we're looking for. Now, why is it blue? German is a gendered language. There are 3 genders: masculine, feminine, and neutral. Masculine nouns are blue, feminine nouns are pink, and neutral nouns are green. Now, I've done so you can better learn the gender of nouns in the German language. And once you know the gender, you can play with them, you can use them, you can do many different things with them, but it's very important that you know the gender of the nouns. So whenever you see a certain color, whether it's blue for masculine, pink for feminine, or green for neutral, you know what gender it is. Underneath it, we have the IP annotation, which is really helpful in case you want to improve your pronunciation. Underneath that, we have the English translation of the German sentence, and if you click on this, we can hear the audio.
Der Geschirrschrank schließt nicht richtig.
If you look at the second area, we can see that this is the singular noun area. We have the singular noun in its definite form and the singular noun in its indefinite form. We have the IP notation of the singular noun, and we have the English translation. If you click on it, we can hear the singular noun.
Der Geschirrschrank, ein Geschirrschrank.
Looking at this area, we have the plural noun in German, the IP notation of the German noun, the English translation, and the audio.
Die Geschirrschränke.
Great. Let's look at another one. The lock was picked within 5 minutes. How do you say the lock?
Das Schloss wurde innerhalb von 5 Minuten geknackt. Das Schloss, ein Schloss. Die Schlösser.
Now, in terms of setup, it's exactly the same: sentence, singular, plural. However, now we see a word, a noun, in green. Why is that? That is because the lock in German, das Schloss, is in fact a neutral noun. So green is neutral, neutral is green. This will help you learn the gender of nouns. Let's do another one. The rubbish will be picked up on Tuesday. How do you say the rubbish?
Der Müll wird am Dienstag abgeholt. Der Müll, ein Müll.
And we've seen another masculine noun. Let's see if we can spot a feminine noun. The bowl is too small for the amount of salad. How do you say the bowl?
Die Schüssel ist zu klein für die Menge an Salat. Die Schüssel, eine Schüssel. Die Schüsseln.
And over here we have a feminine noun. How do you know it's feminine? Because it's pink, and of course because it's a D word. So we have seen the three different colors:
Der,
blue for
der,
masculine, pink for feminine,
die,
and green for
die,
neutral.
das,
Now what I want to show you now is the second card type. Now before we had some blank areas, some underscores, and we had to know what goes inside those blank areas. Now we have to type in the correct answer. And what this does is that it tests whether or not you know how to spell the words correctly. There you go. So let's see what happens.
Der Geschirrschrank schließt nicht richtig. Der Geschirrschrank, ein Geschirrschrank. Die Geschirrschränke.
Great. Now what has happened here is that I spelled the word correctly, and Anki shows us it's correct because it's completely in green. However, what if we do not know the correct answer? What if we do this, for example?
Das Schloss wurde innerhalb von 5 Minuten geknackt. Das Schloss, ein Schloss. Die Schlösser.
As you can see, I was close, but I was not quite there yet. I had the gender correct. However, I spelled SLOT when I should have had a CH over there, and the last one should have been a double S. So Anki shows what you had correctly in green, shows what you had incorrectly in T, and what you were missing it shows in green. So right over here, you see the correct answer. And this second card type will really improve the spelling of your words. And again, if you wish to learn a German language, spelling is important. Now, these are just more sentences with spelling. So I would like to go to my second deck, which is chapter 5 adjectives. Compared to humans, the dinosaurs must have been enormous. How do you say enormous?
Verglichen mit Menschen müssen die Dinosaurier enorm gewesen sein. Enorm.
Great. So we have the same setup: sentence, blank, English translation, bold and underlined, picture, and over here we have the sentence area and the adjective area. Let's do another one. His smile is very attractive. How do you say attractive?
Sein Lächeln ist sehr attraktiv. Attraktiv.
Again, sentence, adjective area. As a child, I did not have an adult mindset. How do you say adult?
Als Kind hatte ich keine erwachsene Denkweise. Erwachsen.
Great. One more. Sandra is wearing a cast because she has a broken leg. How do you say broken?
Sandra trägt einen Gips, weil sie ein gebrochenes Bein hat. Gebrochen.
And there you go. So essentially it's the same concept: sentence,
Das
adjective.
hast
And if you were to
es
continue long enough and far enough, we would get to the typing exercises where we have to type in the correct answer. The last deck I want to show you is chapter 3 verbs. Click on study now. And we see this same setup: sentence with a blank area, English translation. We have over here tie, and we have a picture. Please help me tie the knot.
Bitte hilf mir, den Knoten zu binden. Binden.
Now, what's interesting about verb cards is that all the verbs here are shown in the infinitive form or the full verb form. Why is this relevant? If you wish to learn German verbs, it's very important that you start with the infinitive form, because then you can conjugate them in different ways, then you can use them for different tenses. But it all starts with knowing the basic infinitive, knowing the basic full verb. So everything is in the infinitive or the full verb version, whichever definition you like to call them. So binden, to tie. We suppose that it will rain tomorrow. Suppose.
Wir vermuten, dass es morgen regnen wird. vermuten.
Great. Let's do another one. He wants to discover the world. To discover.
Will die Welt entdecken. Entdecken.
And one more. They made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Refuse.
Sie machten ihm ein Angebot, das nicht ablehnen konnte. Ablehnen.
And wonderful. And if we were to continue long enough and far enough, we
Wir
would get to the
in
typing exercises, which is over here. But we've already seen it before. So those were the 3 decks that I wanted to show you. I'd now like to go to the third point, which is to show you some brief editing options. And one thing that I'd like to show you, it's really important, which is how to regulate the amount of new cards you see per day and how many reviews you do per day. So if you click on this icon over here and click on options, you can see new cards per day and you can see maximum reviews per day. And this part regulates how many new cards you see per day. So I changed it from 20 to 50. And we have maximum reviews per day, which is how many reviews you do per day. And review is essentially a card that you've done before you do it again, a review. And you can see right over here, I increased it and the numbers changed. And I can decrease it as well to 20, 20. And that has been changed as well. My advice to you is to pick a low number. It's better to stick to a low number and do it consistently rather than choose a high number and feel so overwhelmed that you don't do it at all. Language learning is about doing a habit, creating a habit. And a low number really helps with this. And of course, over time, if you've developed a habit, if you've established a habit, you can increase the amount of cards that you do per day. So that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can get the deck from languageatlas.com. I will share all the important and necessary links in the description and comment section. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sam from languageatlas.com. I wish you the best of luck when it comes to learning German language and, of course, a good day as well. Goodbye.